It says mute your mic.
These are not describing themselves
right.
very well.
Ow.
That's
Well-
called a sexy meow.
Welcome back, Welcome back, one and all.
He said, dude.
Dude.
We got welcome, and now we got dude.
What did he say?
No. Welcome back, one and all, to the My Mom Has Tourette's podcast. I am your host, Nathan.
I'm Josh.
I'm Andrew.
And I am Nathan, and appreciate you all coming here. I do want to tell you a little fact about one of our mothers, in that she once chugged an entire bottle of baby aspirin when she was younger because she liked the taste of it, and subsequently had to get her stomach bumped. Pretty sweet, or maybe not. That's actually, don't do it. Please don't do that. It's terrible. Terrible for you. How's everyone doing? Are they having a great time? Having a good week?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm glad at least one of us had a good week. Some of us had a rough one.
Some of
At
us
least
had
I
a
finally have stuff to talk about, so that's
really
good.
rough one. So,
Did you figure out how to use your thing?
What thing? Oh, yeah, I finally got it yesterday, so yeah.
Okay.
How was your week, Nathan? Let's start with you.
oh, it was good. Just about nothing happened.
Understood.
That was awesome.
Thank you. It's my best one
That
yet.
was- I think we should just let everybody know
2,000
that
years later.
we've unanimously
Unanimously.
not really that. We've decided all together that this episode would be a sad one. So
When did we decide it was a sad episode?
We haven't
Just now.
discussed this. Oh, okay. All right. Yeah. We've decided
And-
that. You just know
All
the
right,
future.
cool.
okay.
Yes.
So,
Luna,
Andrew,
Salem.
nobody asked. How was your week,
Okay.
Andrew?
Wow, I like the kitties, thank you.
Thank you.
My week was eventful.
Tell us about it.
So yeah, so I think it was like Monday night, or was it Tuesday night? I don't know. I think it was Monday night. I was just like, no, this starts Sunday night. Because I'm sitting there in bed and I'm like, man, I'm a little cold. It must be really getting real cold outside. My room is like at the end of the building. So, when we're talking strictly about insulation, it's not the best insulated part of the house. So I was like, I'm just a little chilly. I wake up at like 2 in the morning and I have sweat through the entirety of my bed sheets and my blanket. It's like somebody went into my room and just threw gallons of water on my bed. And I was like, well, this is not healthy. But I hate hospitals and I hate going to the doctor. So I'm not going to do that unless something like this happens again. It's like, but I got to take care of my health a little bit at some point if I don't want to die. So yeah, let's go with not dying if this happens again. So
Important.
the next day it's Monday evening, and I'm like, I'm still not feeling the best. I'm a little dizzy most of the day and just not feeling good, a little nauseous. And so it's about 7 o'clock, and I'm gonna just figured I had to get ready. I was gonna go hang out with some friends. Get in the shower. It's about 7 o'clock. Get a text message from one of my friends at about 7:40 ish, and it was like, "Hey, just wanted to let you know I'm not really feeling up to hanging out tonight, so we should probably just we'll hang out another day." I was like, "Oh, good," because I'm gonna be headed to the hospital. And the reason I said that was I had actually passed out in the shower, but what had happened was my shower is like one of those bathtubs that's connected to the wall, and I'd managed to pass out, but leaned up against the side of the shower, so I didn't fall over and get
That's
concussion
good.
number 10, because homie God was watching out. We don't need double-digit concussions over here.
He said you've had enough.
Yeah, he said, "No, sir, you're done." So I was like, yeah, I should probably get to the hospital. So I called my Uncle James and I was like, hey, if you're not busy, I'm struggling to get out of the bathtub right now because I like can't really walk. So it'd be nice if you could just swing by the house and take me to the hospital. Uh,
So
so I
did
was
you
in the
have to
hospital
walk in
for a
and
few
you
days.
super naked?
No, I was able to put my clothes on that I had
Oh,
next to me at the
okay.
tub. So
That's good at
we were
least.
Should
Gucci.
I hold my questions till after, or ask them as they come up?
Hold your questions because I want to see you exercise patience, Josh.
Okay.
So
Let me write them down.
let me write them down. So I ended up going out to the hospital. Uncle James took me, and I was in the ER until about 1:30 in the morning until they finally got me a room. And then they were like, "Hey, we don't know what's going on with you, but like your levels of all this crap are really high." And I was like, "Okay, well, I don't think I should go home without anything knowing what's wrong." And they were like, "Yeah, you're right." So they eventually admitted me to the hospital. Uh, Basically, they found out that I was diabetic and I had like a diabetic episode. Um, they were like, "Hey, what's your A1C is pretty much like within the past 3 months, there's this number, right?" And they're like, pre-diabetics are usually at like 6. It's kind of the benchmark showing you might have diabetes. Um, and it's just your blood sugar over a 3-month period. They're like, yours was 12, homie. I was like, okay, so something's wrong.
Let me be the
It's
first to
great.
say, oof.
Welcome to the club.
Yeah.
What?
So they were
I
like,
gotta-
yeah, if we check your blood sugar right now, and it was like 408. I was like, yeah, what's normal? They were like,
50.
somewhere around 120. 120 at the high end is normal. I was like, oh, yeah, so I'm dying. They're like, yeah, you're dying a little bit. It's okay. So
Not funny.
I'm just kind of hanging around. I ended up meeting this really swell guy. Um, Him and his wife, they were kind of my roomies. His wife came and visited him, and him and his wife were really awesome Christian people, and we had like a bunch of time to pray and talk and stuff. They were really cool people, but they got to see me in my SpongeBob boxers for about 2-3 days, so they became real friends real quick. And then I got out, and they were like, "You need to get all this stuff to be okay in diabetic, and you got to watch what you eat and all this." Had this lady talk to me for like an hour, and she was like, "So you're gonna need to eat vegetables, and you're gonna need to do this and that." And I just looked at her, and I was like, "The vegetables are optional." She's like, "They're really not." I was like, "Yeah, they are. I'm taking pills for that. I'm not gonna eat those. Um, I'm sorry, I can't. They're disgusting." I'm like, "I'll tell you the vegetables I like, and you're gonna tell me I can't eat them." It's like, "I love corn. Peas are all right." And she's like, "Yeah,
Goodness.
don't eat those. Don't eat those." I was like, "Then I'm not eating veggies. I'll get some supplements.
Dude, what about
Be
Brussels
okay."
sprouts? Are so good.
I'm here for a
Absolutely
good time, not a
horrendous.
long time.
That's right. And this time seems to be running ever short. But yeah, so it took them. I don't know what the deal was, but I got my medication, my insulin, and my metformin is what they had me take. Um, like the next day because the pharmacy wasn't open whenever I was discharged. And then I was like, "Hey, I'm getting this stuff because I'm diabetic." They're like, "Oh yeah, we know." And I'm like, "Okay, so you should know that I need like blood glucose monitor then." They're like, "Yeah, we didn't get a script for one." I was like, "Well, that's funny. Paperwork." I was like, "It's right here saying that it is." They're like, "Oh, well, we apologize. We'll get in touch with your doctor at the hospital and get everything taken care of." And that didn't work until Saturday. So it was a good 3-4 days of me just kind of like hanging around, lounging around, not doing my best to just exist. But yeah, it was a sad time. It really was. Because for some reason, it really flared something up in my jaw too. The whole right side of my jaw is swollen and my throat's swelling off. And it's really hard to eat anything. So I've just been on a soup diet for a while. Just been drinking a lot of water and drinking a lot of soup to
Any
try
veggies
not
in that
to.
soup?
Uh, Surprisingly, yeah, you can blend those up, so we're good. We're good on that front.
That's good.
Um, But yeah, I've been just mainly taking these like little chewable veggie thingy majiggers that are. They say they're supposed to take like berry, but it tastes like garbage berry. If that were a thing. Yeah, that was pretty much it. So I finally got all my stuff that I needed, and yeah, here it is on Sunday, just vibing with the boys.
My mom asked if we were doing the podcast tonight, and I said, yeah, why wouldn't we? And she said, well, how's Andrew feeling? And I said, well, how would he be feeling? And she goes, well, everything he's been through. And I said, he's feeling like a diabetic. And she's like, well, how's that? I said, I don't know. You're diabetic. How do you feel? She goes, I feel fine right now. I said, well, Andrew feels fine then.
That's flawless logic,
So-
my friend.
My question. Proud of me for having patience. First question is, how did you know you passed out in the shower and not just fall asleep?
You can feel yourself
Because,
like
yeah,
Well, I've never passed out. I've been knocked out twice, but I've never
passed out, but I've gotten very close, and it's like you like slowly get tunnel vision and everything, and like you really feel yourself like getting to that point. It's not like I just fell asleep.
Well, wouldn't that be like
at first
passing out asleep?
no, because at first it feels like you're just tired, but you start getting like whenever I've passed out, it's generally because of physical exertion. So like you can just feel the life just draining from you most of the time.
Second question, final question. I was going to attribute my question to asking about doing something different on Saturday, but you said that your, A1C was what they looked at, and it was bad for 3 months.
Yeah.
Do you think, basically, you got sick Sunday. Do you think there was a final straw that caused you to be diabetic? Could you have done something different, like during one of those months? Like if your numbers were a little bit better, like maybe 1 out of the 3 months, this wouldn't have happened? Or do you think you were already at the end that it was bound to happen?
Not really, no. I don't think there was much that I could have done. Because the reason they look at that A1C is it manages, or it kind of views your blood sugar and all your different levels as a whole for like every day. So like basically for 90 days. Now, unless I drastically decided in October to just freaking go hard on all the chicken wings and all the, bad stuff specifically for you, no, it'd be pretty hard for someone non-diabetic to get those kind of numbers. Because like I said, 6 is kind of like the pre-number, like they're like, oh, you're probably close to diabetic, so that would have been something I could have changed. But double that, absolutely.
Yeah.
Levi, buddy.
Hello.
Hi, buddy.
We're finally
Say
getting appearance of one of the children.
Say hi.
Say
Those are my
hello to
cats.
me.
Do you see the kitties? Yes. Kitty.
Yeah, kitty.
Yeah. All right. Goodbye.
Yeah.
Goodbye.
Yeah, get out of here. Scat.
Ah! All right. We're back.
We're back,
And
boys.
we're back. So, Josh, how was your week, sir?
Thank you for sharing,
Uninteresting.
Andrew. Okay.
Yes. I love you.
Oh,
I
I
hope you get better.
completely forgot. I got a heart monitor too,
Oh,
because
yeah.
heart
Can
we
problems
see
run in
it?
my family.
Are we allowed to pull it down?
Lower
Yeah, look
lower
at that.
shirt. All right.
But I guess heart problems run in my family, so they were like, "Nothing's wrong with your heart with the checks we did," but
It's probably
we
because
don't
nobody
wanna
runs
take
in your
that risk.
family.
bro, ain't that the truth?
Oh, man.
Yeah. Josh.
No one runs in his family, and Nathan's family has M's in their foreheads.
Maj and Nathan over here.
Oh, no. Nothing happened this week.
It's about darn time, man.
Josh, I feel like every time you text me, you sound depressed. And then I talk to you in person or like this, and you're just like so happy and normal and fine. The way you text is just like very bland.
Well, I mean,
That's just
how
me.
do
I
you
don't
want
know.
me to reword?
I think I want you to write a full paragraph for every response and fill it with emojis.
You know
and
what?
then
You
I'll
got
know
it.
that you're not
From now
depressed.
on.
Please
From
don't.
now on. Nothing happened this week, just work. Girls are selling Girl Scout cookies if anyone's interested.
Oh.
You can buy them and we'll ship them, but you got to pay for shipping.
And the cookies.
Support your local
Yeah.
podcasts, children.
Yeah,
enough.
child
Just
labor.
work. Some annoying people at work really upset me this week. Trashing my truck and destroying stuff, and
Oh no.
That's
Yeah.
no bueno.
I try to keep my truck clean because I'm in it a lot of time, and
Yeah.
everybody just wants to mess with it.
That's sad. I'm sorry to hear that.
But that's
Yeah. Tell them to go kick rocks.
nothing
At the
really.
trailer. Away from the trailer.
Nothing really happened this week.
You know
Well,
what?
I
Question
remembered
for you,
something.
because I've always thought about doing this. Have you ever gotten wanted to get a small projector and watch movies on the side of your trailer? I've always thought of doing that
No,
for some
because it's a
reason.
lot of work.
Yeah, there's a lot of work, but that'd be cool.
Fair.
There's nowhere unless you're in a parking lot where you have the room to drop your trailer, park on the side of it, and be way far enough with the projector.
Fair enough.
It'd be great to see a bunch of truckers watching Finding Nemo together.
It
Be
would
awesome.
be. And crying.
You just slammed the door shut. Now you're stuck in here.
Well, my wife and I finished Better Call Saul this week. That happened.
Oh,
And
nice.
it
Does that
was,
make you want to have a child?
Oh, what happened with
Huh?
you or Better Call Saul? I needed a little
Better
bit.
Call Saul. Does Better Call Saul make you want to have a kid?
Have you
You
seen
know,
the show?
I didn't
No.
connect those
Makes
two
sense.
things, but now that you say that, it still isn't doing anything.
Well, I mean, it would for me. I love that man. You ever see the movie he's in called Nobody?
Oh, I love him. I've not. I love him too. I think he's a fantastic actor.
I could watch that movie with him in it every single day.
Is it really good? I mean, of
Oh,
course it's
so
good,
good.
but when it comes
Very
out,
action packed, but the way he is, you see how you see him in Breaking Bad, because I've never seen Better Call Saul,
Mhm.
compared to this.
You should watch Better Call Saul.
This
If you
Nobody?
love him, you will love it.
Yeah.
He's awesome.
I remember
It's a
seeing.
really
I think it
good
was
show.
just the first season of Better Call Saul. I liked it.
Yeah, it just kind of gets better and better. I mean, it's just great throughout. Some people consider it a better show than Breaking Bad, and I guess technically, the technical side, a lot of the just general shots are there's a lot. It almost seems like it's like someone made Breaking Bad and then learned from where they were weak in Breaking Bad and made a show that was technically more sound, but I still don't know how I feel about the two because they're just the stories are so very different, and I still almost feel like I like the story of Breaking Bad more. What's up?
Watched a YouTube video,
Yeah,
and
I do
it
that
was
too.
of a real sniper rating sniper scenes from movies
Oh,
and TV shows. Excuse me. And
well, there's
the
some of those in Better
sniping
Call Saul.
scene in Better Call Saul was one of the ones
Oh.
that he rated.
Let me guess, Mike.
Nice.
The one
Yeah.
is that the older dude?
Yeah.
Mike?
The
Yeah.
one where he's laying on the rock and he shoots what's the O.J. Simpson pickup truck? The Bronco. He shoots that Bronco's tire and it flips and falls in a space blankets in the desert road. That's one he rated.
Yeah, I know this thing you're talking about.
Yeah.
Dog, you gotta watch this
Nathan.
show. What's up?
That guy that won the an Emmy or something, the crazy dude from the drive-through, and don't please leave me alone or something. The TV show he did.
You're talking. Please leave me alone. The
And
Tim
this
Robinson
week
show.
on the block of Josh's ADHD.
The Tim Robinson. I think you should leave with Tim Robinson. It was close enough.
Oh yeah, see, leave me alone. I think you should leave. Same thing. It's got a lot of the same words in it.
Okay, that's fine. What's up?
But we were talking about that show the other day, and someone didn't realize what it was like. I told him it was an awesome show, so just to remind me of you.
Oh, yeah, it's great, but I wouldn't suggest it for everybody, only because of some of the topics and the language. It depends. However, it's very
Yeah,
funny.
I think you should leave.
The language is pretty bad, so it depends. But it's hilarious. Guy's great. Also, not really
All
comedy
right.
for everyone. He likes to scream a lot, and some people don't like that.
Mhm.
Think that's it. I think we should move into our next
We'll move
favorite
on
segment.
to good old gaming news. Good old bullhorn. That's not a bullhorn. Foghorn.
Oh, real quick.
Not a foghorn. What's up?
Have we got any new subscribers that Andrew should send a chicken nugget to?
You know,
That's a
we
good question.
have +1 subscriber in the last 28 days, but I don't know when they subscribed, and they didn't comment to say that they subscribed and wanted chicken nuggets, so I can't really confirm. We really should. I mean, who knows if they subscribed and maybe even didn't even make it to the end of the episode, but I feel like they should at least like be like, "Yo, I subscribed. Where my nuggie?" And then we mail them the nuggie.
Yeah, for sure. I could even chew it if they really want to, and then send it.
That's a bad idea. That's one of the worst ideas I've ever had. I say
That's
that
what
because
you
I love
say.
you. Yeah. All right, so we're on to gaming news article 1 here, and this one has to do with.
Oops, it's a front horn.
that was the horn with the 4 toots instead of the 3. Wait, the 5 instead of the 4. Zelda fan recreates Majora's Mask Clocktown in Minecraft. Yeah, I mean, what do you expect? People rebuild everything in Minecraft.
It's Minecraft.
However, people are like, there's a whole server dedicated to building the entire Earth on a 1-to-1 scale, and that's been going for a very long time, and it's terrifying.
I can imagine.
That's so the dedication I can imagine. So, yep, one player has meticulously built Clocktown in Minecraft, and obviously it has a little bit more of a blocky appearance because it is difficult to get it perfect in a game that is voxel based. So, yeah, this is from the game Majora's Mask. I've actually not played that one, so I don't have the connection to this that I could had I played it. But I guess that looks like Majora's Mask fan known as Chain2D Wall showcased the recreation of Clocktown in Minecraft in a YouTube video. So it's a 9-minute video providing a tour of the incredible build, showcasing the different districts of the town, and a comparison shot of some of the in-game areas compared to the Minecraft version. So that's pretty cool and stuff. Have either of you guys played many Zelda games?
Nope.
That is one thing that I've failed at as a gamer, playing any Zelda game. I never got to.
How are we all in the same place with that? Because like Zelda is
crazy.
Absolute classic. It's like up there, like almost up there with like Mario and stuff. And I've played a lot of the Mario games, but there's a lot I haven't. Like I've never played, the Paper Mario games. I've never played Galaxy. There's so many good ones out there.
Paper Mario's so good.
Wonder.
My wife said so too. She played one of them. And
I know. I know some of the games, the Zelda games are so iconic that I can still identify the music from them.
Mm-hmm.
I've just never played them.
What's amusing when I was
be sitting there vibing.
Yeah, no, same. So
yeah,
I'm probably one of the only players in existence who have played just these 3 Zelda games, maybe 2. I don't know. It's confusing. Back on the original Game Boy Color, I played Oracle of Ages and Oracle of Seasons. Basically some of the earliest Zelda games known to man, but I've not played the original Zelda. And then I've not played a Zelda game since Breath of the Wild, and I have played a good bit of that. I really need to go back eventually.
I do remember playing. I remember playing a demo of Wind Waker on the GameCube, but that's about as far as I ever got.
And this is also making me realize that we need to play at least one of the Zelda games for the podcast, because none of us have done it.
I'm down with it. Do you know them old Game Informer magazines you used to get? And
I have a whole
inside
bunch
used to be like a demo CD.
Sold or gotten rid of. Oh, not that, but I have
Yeah, those were the days.
Back in the day.
Article 2.
And we are sitting here in Article 2. Oh, it's another article talking about cheaters and banning them. So, Escape from Tarkov, which if you are not familiar with that game, I mean, probably they're the best, has banned over 11,000 cheaters in 2 weeks. And I'm also kidding, Josh. It's his favorite game. It's the game we first played on the podcast. But, yeah, over 11,000 cheaters in 2 weeks. So the Battlestate Games, who has created that game and continuously updates it and calls it beta for 10 years, it's a popular extraction shooter. And they have been... Sorry... Scroll down here. I guess there's been a whole bunch of I don't know if they've Josh, you could probably talk a little bit more on that. Have they like started going harder on dealing with like bans and stuff and like dealing with cheaters, or is this like a thing like every 2 weeks they're banning 11,000 cheaters?
I don't know. It's an open conversation with that it's
Fair
one
enough.
of those things like you don't have proof to what they're doing or why they're doing it. You just see things. Cheaters is real bad with the game currently, and
That's sad.
they get called out for it. But like, here's the reality to it. Yeah, they just banned 11,000 people in 2 weeks, but those people that they ban will now go buy another account.
Yeah, true.
And the thing with this is, some of the cheaters are doing it just to be good at the game, which technically they're not getting good at the game if they're cheating. They're just cheating. But a lot of people are doing what they're calling walkthroughs, where they're going in with someone who doesn't have cheats. And they're walking them through the game, protecting them, getting them the best loot that spawned in that server. And so they're actually making money. So like, I could go pay somebody like $100 to take me through 3 raids. I don't know how much it is. And they'll run me through those 3 raids. They'll kill everything so I don't get messed with. They'll give me all of the best loot, all of the gear on the map. And then we'll just get out. And then now my character didn't do anything, and I got all this good stuff.
And they're just making
they're making money doing this. Yeah, because like one person will do it, then they have someone else pay them to do. So like, yeah, you ban them, well then they just go buy another account for $45 and then make money off of that again. That does not feel like a healthy.
This is like what people talk about when they say the gaming industry is in a bad place. That sounds pretty unhealthy.
Well, on top of it, the thing is like, every person they banned, if they're persistent enough, will go buy another copy of the game. And now the developer is making more money again off of the new account that they're going to buy. So
it almost benefits them, which is sad, but
I'm not like, you're not saying that that's what they're doing. But at the same time, like, okay, fix the cheaters. Okay, you banned 11,000 people. Well, why was there 11,000 people cheating on a brand new wipe that just happened like 20 days ago?
Yeah.
You know, okay, did you ban them because now they're going to go buy new accounts and you're going to make more money off of it? It's one of those things you'll never have the answer to, but they're banning people. So I mean, it's not bad. All right, Article 3.
A lot of them are probably going to come back and be like, yo, I'm going to do it again. And if they get banned again, they just do it again because these people have infinite money.
You'd have to imagine that the people... Yeah. You'd have to imagine the people that are doing this are smart enough to know that I have to charge at least X amount of money if I'm going to get possibly banned from this so that I can recoup my cost.
Well, and there's different types of bans. I've never been banned. I don't cheat. The only game I've ever cheated at was the GTAs, where you'd go look up a whole list of things and it'd be left, right, X, Y, whatever, and then you get
that
like
was
all the
before
weapons.
Online stuff too.
Yeah, I've never cheated on an online game before.
I just love the fact that you were like, I've never cheated, but I once cheated.
The thing is, though, there's different bans. There's a hardware ban and all that. So I don't know how these guys are getting banned. I don't know if there's a workaround like they could prove like, hey, we're banning it so these people can't come back and rebuy accounts. You know, like they got to buy new computers to be able to buy, or like we're banning their IP address, stuff like that. So I don't know. 11,000 people in 2 days or 2 weeks, whatever it was. You're gonna get through a lot more raids without seeing a hacker. So,
well, that's good to hear. At least, I mean, I'm glad it's not like every other game you run into one. But, it's just
Nathan.
It sucks that it has to be a thing in the first place. What's up?
Let me know about Twitch. How are they doing?
You know, I hear Twitch is not doing so great. The article title is Twitch is not profitable. Twitch CEO Dan Clancy admits that the company's current business model is not profitable, leading many to worry about the future of the platform. And this is actually something that I've heard of for a while, and but it's just not. It's just not, I've had my doubts about Twitch for a while. It's been around for so long, but recently, the CEO Dan Clancy, he had a live stream interview after a recent layoff announcement for people who are working there, and I guess roughly 500 people are being affected by that. But yeah, I guess they haven't made money. They really haven't been profitable for a while and have been relying heavily on support from their parent company, Amazon, to sustain itself. And so a lot of people are worried that Twitch might be going down in the near future or doing some kind of doing some kind of something to aggressively update or add how much to get more money for them, to make it more you have to. I don't know exactly what they would do. I feel like it would be more likely to go down than them to be yo, you got to pay $5 to have a Twitch account. But yeah, I don't know. I see I found this article as a typo. They called it Twitch with that T, the second T, not the first T. That'd be witch. So then it goes on to describe Twitch. And I don't think we need to describe what Twitch is. However, yeah, I've heard lots of things about Twitch for a while, and that's why I've started doing. When I stream on YouTube these days, and I just think that YouTube is the thing. That if something's gonna go down, it's not that. That is pretty much. I mean, really, YouTube is a monopoly on video content on the internet. It's kind of technically illegal, but I'm sure they get around it. What's up?
It's easier to get followers on Twitch than YouTube.
Yeah, so I've heard. I worry long term, and this does not help my fears. It does not assuage them. Assuage. I actually don't want to pronounce that, so I shouldn't use the word. Assuage. Okay, thank you. And I guess Twitch is also planning to end service as one of its cost-cutting moves. He's ending service in South Korea, which is interesting because I think there's a lot of Koreans who play video games. So that's a wild...
Is that stereotypical?
No. I think that's just a thing.
So what is your fear?
Gaming community.
Because my thinking is if you built a platform off of Twitch and your followers, you're dedicated, every time you get on, they're like, hey, Nathan's on. We're aware that you were streaming also to YouTube at the same time. Mm-hmm. I love Aqua FPS, okay? I watch him only when he plays Escape from Tarkov, but he plays a whole bunch of other stuff.
Mm.
And just recently, within I don't know how long, but I've noticed, because I've been getting alerts on his channel, that he's going live at the same time he does on Twitch, which, since I've been following him for the last couple of years, he's never really done that until recently.
Yeah.
So don't you think that if you built a following on Twitch, regardless if it fell through, that your dedicated followers would still know to find you on YouTube?
Likely, yeah.
And you'd still wouldn't miss out? I think it would be easier to get a following on Twitch, and as long as your socials and stuff are up to date and current and people know, because I have it set to when people comment, it'll start a timer. And every so often, Nightbot will send something. So, one of the things it sends is all of my socials, which is YouTube and TikTok and all that. So, even if you have that set up, if you built your following off of Twitch goes down, they would just transport basically over to YouTube, because that's where most people would go to see their people.
Yeah, understandable.
Well, yeah, while I'd agree with that, I would kind of counter. I know that there's a lot of people who are just super pro or super against certain platforms, whether it's because they feel it's unfair or they just don't want to get involved. I know plenty of people who might watch YouTube all the time. They absolutely refuse to, which I've heard is one of the more profitable outlets at this point. They absolutely refuse to go on Facebook and watch people who do streams on Facebook, because of, they don't want it or whatever. And it's kind of like, when you invite somebody to a gathering, if you invite 10 people, you always assume that 2 or 3 aren't going to show up, and something might happen to someone else. So I think that's just what happens when it comes to these streaming platforms. It sounds stupid, but I think people really are too lazy to be like, I'll look them up on YouTube later. I'll check them out on TikTok later. And they don't get to it because they don't think about it.
Yeah, I think if people do find you on a platform, they're most likely to be using that platform. And I mean, there's only so much time in a day, so I mean, I don't think there's too many people that are consistently like using Twitch and YouTube for watching live streams. Like they probably have one that they choose, and obviously, if they really cared about you,
and they do,
and they really wanted to continue like watching your content, and you were only then doing it on YouTube, they would probably follow you. I mean, that's not the way I see it, though. Sure, you're right. That's great if you know how to get it all set up and have it so that you can stream to both. That's just bringing in people from both sides.
You do. So like Streamlabs, when I do Streamlabs, when I stream, it at the same time it goes to Twitch. What's that new company that came out that's green? Oh crap, I can't think of their name. Kick. It goes to Facebook, YouTube, Kick, and Twitch all at the same time.
I didn't know. Kick
You're muted.
Like
Nathan.
Gotcha, that's cool.
So, but I'm saying is, Nathan, I'm going to follow you on Twitch. I'm going to watch you. I love the content you put out. 3 weeks from now, Twitch goes, all right, we're not making we're not making money. We got to close the doors. Amazon doesn't want to carry us anymore because they're losing money out on us. So Twitch is shutting down. I'm saying if you went ahead, because most people watch their gamers on Twitch. I don't have proof, but like most of the Twitch is a very big platform to watch people game. YouTube isn't very well based to watch live stream gamers either. Unless you're following someone particular and you get a notification that they are live. Where Twitch, you go to Twitch and it's nothing but people talking or playing some sort of video game. But what I'm saying is you follow someone on Twitch, you personally build your people, your platform off of Twitch, and Twitch gets shut down, you'd still have a viewer base to know to come follow you on YouTube because you promote your YouTube at the same time. That if Twitch shuts down, they would just port over and start watching you live on YouTube. That's what happened with Dr. Disrespect. He was wild on Twitch, super popular. Something happened, they fell out. Twitch banned Dr. Disrespect. So now Doc plays on YouTube. And he live streams on YouTube. I don't know of anybody that has more of a live following than him when he streams on YouTube. But it's because he came from Twitch, had that issue, and he dropped out. He had huge numbers on Twitch, and now they just all followed him over to YouTube. And I think the same would happen. I just think with Twitch, you're a little bit more easier to find when you go live with your content than on YouTube. With YouTube, it seems like... Go ahead.
I was saying, I definitely am not disagreeing with you. You said
you have fears.
Just as from the company as a whole, like I wouldn't just stream on Twitch. I would do YouTube before Twitch.
No, I agree with that.
I don't really do a lot of live streaming stuff, and it's not at all focused for my channel. I don't have time for that, honestly, between everything else. But it's not really a focus for my channel right now. But if it were at some point, I would definitely like just have it streamed to as many platforms as I can, because why not? You know, you just get viewers from all over then. Yeah. Firewatch
when
is
you
pretty
play
cool.
the games to make your content, wouldn't that be a perfect time to stream?
2,000 years later.
Oh, I do. I stream my Valheim playthrough, but I streamed it for a while and didn't put episodes out for a while, and I'm trying to catch up with the edited versions before I continue the streaming.
No. All these videos you're putting out, when did you get the content to create them?
Well, things like most if not half. Okay, so most of what I've been doing has been either I did one random Lethal Company video, and I could have streamed that, but I didn't.
No, I'm not talking about that one. Hold on.
But the Valheim ones, my playthrough,
Yeah,
I streamed it.
the Valheim Veteran Witness,
I streamed it.
Grey Dwarf Birth.
Yeah,
that was
streamed.
a 40-minute video. So you streamed that.
But it was
and then
part
you
of
made a video out of it.
3-hour stream, and it's the second video out of 3 that's going to be from that stream. I just have a whole large backlog.
All right, so when you put out the 4-minute video unraveling the secrets of Valheim Greatlings, the content that's in that video, when did you record that stuff to build that video?
I did it a little bit before. I don't know. What do you mean?
So when you were playing the game to build that content, couldn't you use that time?
No. It would have been the most ridiculously boring stuff ever. It's mostly just me running around and finding building something.
Yeah, but you're
that
playing
I need
the game. People still watch that.
I wasn't playing the game. I was basically spawning stuff in and going to somewhere and then building a bunch of stuff so I could use it for a shot, building scenes. I don't want to stream that. I don't want to be interacting with an audience while to do that stuff.
Pestilli's a very big escape for Tarkov player. I don't really see him playing anything else in that game.
Yeah.
He does his content while he is live streaming.
Yeah.
When the game wipes and he's reading over the patch notes, he reads over the patch notes on live stream, and then they break that down and post it as a YouTube video. And couldn't you just do the same thing?
I could, whenever I actually have anybody interested in watching me.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I think it's you're more able to be found on Twitch than YouTube.
Yeah, I get you.
Because YouTube isn't really based for that. So if you stream to both of them while you're playing to build your content, I think you'd be able to get a decent following.
Okay, well, I'll think on it, but it's still going to be a while.
I think this is where I have to do my due diligence and
that.
say it's time for us to move on.
I might have to cut some of this because that was long, and
you don't have to cut anything. It's a conversation. That's the whole point of a podcast is conversation.
Yeah.
Firewatch.
So Josh and Andrew decided to just sit down and play through the whole game. But we kind of talked about doing just kind of an episode and an episode, do and do or whatever. So I played through the first 2 days. Took Josh 1 hour, took me 2 hours, so that's fun.
It took I
noticed.
Oh, it said you only played the game for 60 minutes.
Yeah, everyone says the game takes 4-ish hours to beat, but it really depends on how good you are with a map, to be honest.
It said I was 99 minutes. And Josh was... Oh, wait, now it says 2.1 hours. It said only 60 minutes for you forever.
Mine's weird, too. It told me I beat the game within 2 hours, and I was like, that's
what are you even
absolutely
looking
not
at
right.
to see this?
Steam. But it just shows your playtime, and you can see friends' playtime and stuff in the game. But yeah, so we played the first 2 days. The first day... Well, here, we can just do a little...
So... The game is supposed to be, I think, 79 days long.
Yeah,
but it's sporadic.
Yeah, I was going to say they jump. There's a pretty big jump. Go ahead,
I played through day 1, day 2, and I started day 3, at the very beginning. It loaded, and then I hit save. So at some point after that, it'll skip to day 10, day 30.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah, once you hit day 30 something, because it doesn't go directly to halfway, but there's a day 30 something where you're probably halfway through the game at that point.
Yeah,
but I was very surprised through playing initially. I think it was because the art style, I enjoyed the aesthetic of it, but I did not expect there to be as much language in this game as there is.
I didn't realize.
Yeah,
to be fair, sadly, I think it's very realistic dialogue.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah,
I was just
I was
you look at that kind of game, I think of maybe Journey is another game that's mainly artistic and they don't speak much. And I was kind of expecting going into this that, it would just kind of be a more cutesy indie kind of thing. And they, especially even once you hit day 3, they turn it on pretty quickly, and whoever told me that the game is slow to start is kind of a liar.
Yeah.
I didn't know what to expect. When I downloaded it, I saw the pictures on Steam,
Mm-hmm.
Some of the pictures are literally just a dude holding a walkie-talkie or a flashlight walking through the woods, and I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
how could you possibly make a game out of this? Like,
I knew this. I was waiting for this. Josh is going to be like, "This is walking simulator, and I hate it."
No,
that's
real
literally
fast.
my first
Yeah.
note. Walking sim for a depressed man.
That sounds accurate because holy
Yep.
crap, the story is sad. Like, oh my
Yeah,
gosh.
oh gosh,
I wanted to
it gets
cry.
rough.
I didn't, but I
But-
was like close, actually.
It's
so sad.
Well, no, that's not how I feel. That's how my impressions were at the beginning,
At
just
the
seeing
very
the
beginning.
pictures on Steam.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
But like
see.
when I loaded the game, that whole dialogue of like having to choose stuff, like I felt
Yeah.
like I was literally making real life decisions.
It's
Mhm.
And
so I'm sorry, I'm not trying to cut you off, but I want to say
No.
it's so what's the word? I'm so dumb. This happens to me every day.
like when he was like, they got stat or
draws you
held up
in.
with the knife.
They
What
did a
would you
good
do?
job making it immersive.
immersion, thank you.
Yeah.
It's so immersive.
Yeah,
Yeah, like I chose the way I would have done things in real life. Like it was
Same.
like put her in a home or stay with her. I'm like, it literally took me probably a couple of minutes to like, what would I
Me
do?
too.
Really, like if I was in the
So
shoes,
let's start there. What was that first choice, Josh?
like the one I just said, or like
Mhm.
the very. I kept her. I was like, I'll just
You
stay
did.
with her.
I
and
put her in the
power through.
home. I put her in the home.
You're asking the dumb question first. What's the best question? Which dog did you pick?
Thank goodness. I really wanted to pick the German Shepherd, but I was like, I know I would just give in to what she wanted. So
Same, dude.
Same.
Yep.
Same.
Yep.
Because
I'm pretty sure I named mine Bucket too.
Yeah, that's what she did.
I don't think it changed.
I
It was
couldn't
like
remember.
she really wants this dog, but you see this dog, and I'm like,
Well, you
well,
gotta go with the,
realistically, I want the German Shepherd, but it literally says this dog makes her happy, and I'm like,
Yeah.
well,
Yep.
happy wife, happy life.
That's right.
So,
yeah, no, but I think the dialogue, not just the dialogue, but even just the story at the beginning, I don't know how they do it so well, but it's so immersive. But I think the writing is just really good in this game. Like, I think it's just really good.
I
Oh, yeah,
definitely
it
did
was
not
good.
expect for the main character just to basically be a drunk at first either.
Yeah, it's he's going through some
I
nobody should have to go
honestly
through.
thought the beginning was gonna like when he started going out at night and he was talking to the bartender. I kind of thought like, okay, he's gonna start like getting with her, but then immediately went his wife's health just got so bad that the parents took her back to Australia, and you just took a random job out of nowhere.
Yeah, to get away from everyone and everything.
So
Real fast, I'm going to go through. There's just 3 paragraphs for the first 2 days. I'm just going to go through what we've done so far. This is just like the story beats because most of it is you walking through the woods, but it's like the whole point of it is you're a lookout in a Firewatch tower in what is it? What's the woods? Does it say or the
Is it Wyatt?
forest?
it's near Yellowstone
Is it near Yellowstone?
Yeah.
Okay.
because they have a big conversation about it.
All right, so following the Yellowstone fires of 1988, Henry takes a job as a fire lookout in Wyoming after his wife develops advanced early onset dementia. On his first day, Delilah, a lookout in another watchtower, contacts him via walkie-talkie and asks him to investigate illegal fireworks by the lake. Henry discovers a pair of drunken teenage girls who accuse him of leering. On his way home, he comes across a locked cave and spots a shadowy figure. He returns to his watchtower to find it ransacked. The next day, Delilah asks Henry to investigate a downed communication line. He finds it cut with a note apparently signed by the teens. He and Delilah plot to scare the girls off, but when he finds the girls' campsite ransacked, they begin to worry. A note left at the site blames Henry for wrecking their camp and stealing their belongings. Later, Henry finds an old backpack and a disposable camera belonging to a boy named Brian. Josh, you found that, right? You went that way?
Yeah,
I think you have to. I think it's part of the story. I don't know, whatever.
I
Belonging
thought
to
the
a-
whole story was.
Yeah, well, I mean, you can walk like all over, but it kind of takes you to different places you got to go throughout the story. But yeah, so he finds an old backpack and a disposable camera belonging to a boy named Brian, who Delilah explains was a lookout with his father, Ned. Ned was an outdoorsman who drank heavily due to his traumatic experiences in the Vietnam War, while his son, Brian, enjoyed fantasy novels and role-playing games. Though it is against the rules for employees to bring their children to the towers, Delilah was fond of Brian and lied about his presence. He and Ned left abruptly and never returned. So that's about where we are. The next paragraph goes into what will happen on day 3. So we're going to kind of talk about our experience so far of playing the first 2. Andrew's finished it, but he just kind of will go along with it. But yeah,
I want to give a little fun fact. I looked up the average salary of a Firewatch in Wyoming is about $66,386 a year, and it comes out to be about $32 an hour.
I want to work that. That sounds so cool.
Interesting.
I've always thought, like, I wish I could have a job like that at least once. It would be so cool.
Yeah.
But that's me. I like being out in the middle of the woods and nowhere. I would say Andrew is the opposite.
Yeah.
So,
but sorry.
Now the starting of the game is you don't really play anything. It's you're reading a story basically, and it's asking you choices. Every so often it'll tell you a little bit, and then it gives you two choices. And you do that for a while till you get to the point where your character accepts this job as a fire lookout. You do a slow walk through the woods, hiking up to the fire tower.
Which this is interspersed with that story with the decisions you're making, which is cool because you slowly put together, he's going to a job. Like
he's like thinking about this as he's hiking.
Yeah, in a way, kind of, which is really cool.
You get there, you climb to the top of the tower. It's probably 1, 2, 3 or 4 like sets of steps going up. And it's you got to turn the generator on. It has lights. There's a sink, some food, a stove, a bed, just real stuff. But the whole thing is covered in giant windows all the way around. So it's like the floor, half a wall, windows, roof, and then in the middle is a giant circle thing with the map. I don't remember the term they called it, but it's basically how they pinpoint where fires.
Yeah,
is that it?
That.
I believe so.
Yeah, I think Firefinder, but it's like a map in the middle of like a map directly set to the proper like coordinates. So like if you're looking north on the map, it's exactly north. It's pointing directly. And it's
so if you see a fire, you're able to pinpoint it.
The local area in a way, and you can like kind of determine about where on that map the fire is. If it's not obvious, the whole point of this type of job, the Firewatch job, is that you are up in this tall tower, and you're all set up there. You stay there for a long time. Weeks or months at a time, and I
think it's the whole summer.
Yeah, okay, like a whole summer. And
in the game,
generally fires are more. I think fires are just generally more prevalent in summer. It's just hotter and stuff, and also there's like more like actual leaves and stuff to burn. It's just generally it's more important
drier.
to have people. Yeah, that too. But you're there to watch for smoke. That's the biggest thing. I mean, if there's like other disturbances, you're there to like report. And report on things that you find. And if there's a fire breaking out somewhere, having these Firewatch towers is very important because you can be the first person to see it because you're so high up. And so you can just call people, report it, and they can go and get it taken care of. But
so it's funny we're playing this game because I think just this week or maybe last week, I watched a movie with Angelina Jolie where she's a Firewatch.
Okay. I have not heard of this movie.
I don't remember what it's called, but it's pretty crazy because it's about a forest fire and assassins, all this stuff.
Right.
But
interesting.
They usually get like a satellite phone, and then here you get a walkie-talkie, and you basically talk to this other person as you play, and you have a conversation as you walk. And she'll like, I see something over there. Like the beginning, they're setting off fireworks, and she's like, "You see the fireworks? That can't be happening. Go stop them."
But she's like, pretty much like, I'm sorry, I just want to cut in and say like how important this is to the story, though. Like she's pretty much your only like communication with another person.
Lifeline.
Like you're talking to her every day. She's like calling you on the radio in the morning. Wake up! Like you're just like. You're basically establishing a real relationship with this person, even though they're like you talking with walkie-talkies. You can see her fire tower. It's like something like 8 or 10 miles, like a different direction, but you can see it because you're both real high.
I never was.
Yeah, you can see it on the horizon. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, dude. I don't know why, but my like overthinking and overanalyzing kicked in there because there was like a time pretty early on where I just did. It makes sense that she can do it, but when she starts like telling you what you're doing in the watchtower, I was like, bro, you're a freaking crazy.
Well, she sees at the beginning. She goes, "I can see you."
She definitely has
Yeah, I
binoculars.
still didn't like that.
Yeah.
I was like, why are you just watching me like that? Like, we got these walkies for a reason. Quit being a creep.
Yeah, that's great. But I just wanted to say, I mean, the whole game is like pretty much you walking around, and whenever there's something out of the ordinary, you're like calling her, reporting it to her, because you're new to the job. She's been doing this, so you're like constantly in communication with this person.
Well, and
Oh,
it's
yeah.
more than that too. Like you're asking her personal questions.
Yeah,
She's
you're getting to
asking
know
you
each other.
personal questions. So
But
I
you can-
reported
it's-
every tiny little thing that
Oh,
I
I
found.
did
It was
too.
like beer can,
Oh,
piece of paper.
did you guys
Fell
find the
off a
outhouse?
cliff.
Did you guys find the outhouse?
Yeah.
Josh, did you find the outhouse?
I found 2 of them.
Oh, okay. Well, do you remember the one with the cardboard cutout of Forest Burns?
Yes, right next to
The
your
Yeah,
creepy forest
I
burns.
grabbed him. I opened the door to the outhouse. I shoved him in, and I shut it.
I picked him up, and I thought you were going to be able to place it in, and he just throws it.
Me too, and he
Frozen.
just chucked it. Yeah.
And then
I
you
don't
open the
think he
door,
has
and there's
much
a
respect
baseball
for Forest
inside.
Burns. There's a whole conversation about it.
Um,
The dialogue is so interesting to listen to because it really sounds like 2 real people. Like it just sounds like
Yeah, oh, yeah.
It just sounds like it's immersive in a way that is
You're
impressive
listening
for
to
a
an
game
actual
of this.
conversation.
And to
Yeah.
think this entire game was made by AI is just nuts.
what?
You didn't know that?
No.
Look it up.
I don't believe you.
You shouldn't. That was a lie.
Yeah, this
Okay.
is like years old, and AI has only really gotten big last year.
So, the first note I wrote was basically it's a walking sim for a depressed man.
Yeah, I mean, true.
Because you literally walk everywhere, and for a good portion of the beginning, all
even
he
sprint.
does is walk.
Couldn't even
They
sprint,
don't give you the option to sprint until
to run
like
or
halfway through.
jog.
I hate the animation for jumping logs. Most games I play, if you jump, the character just jumps. When you jump a log, you climb a rock, you climb down a rock, you climb up a rope, you climb down a rope. It's a full-fledged animation for this dude to do it.
Yeah, because you can't jump otherwise. You can only you can't just
Yeah.
jump around. You can only use hit space
not
bar on
like-
certain things. Yeah.
It's not like Mario. You hit jump and he goes boing, and you can go over it. Literally, you hit spacebar in front of the log, and he's like,
I found the animations kind of realistic, though.
They are. But I
To
don't.
be fair, I could absolutely clear a log better than him, but I don't know if he's exactly the
He's
type.
a
He's
hefty
kind of
dog.
old. He's at least in his 40s.
40s, yeah.
Because his wife got sick at 41.
So sad.
So yeah, I don't know. You jump, you're going up rocks and all this a lot. I just want to be able to jump and not have to do that little thing every time. That weird open mic conversation. So you're walking along and
That
she goes,
was odd.
"Oh, hold on. I'm getting a call." And it has
She,
to be
like,
a
I guess,
purpose
forgets to
because you
mute.
don't forget that you're holding the speak button on a walkie-talkie. And she has this whole conversation that makes it seem like she's talking about you, like they're planning to do something against you.
And this is where Andrew's overthinking brain took full heed. I was like, I ain't saying nothing during this conversation. I'm gonna let it ride.
I
I'm gonna
did
listen
too.
to it, and
I
I'm gonna
did
keep
too.
this for later.
No, so I didn't say anything while they were talking because like there was options like while she's talking to like butt in. I'm like, nope, I'm just gonna listen. And at the end, it was like say something or confront her, and I was like, what would I do? Like,
Well, it was
Well,
like
that a
confront her
conversation-
or just like listen and like not say
Yeah.
anything. I chose to listen.
you listen to the whole thing, but at the end when she hangs up and she comes back, it gives you the option to confront her about it or just ignore it. And I was like, if I was in his shoes, what would I do? Like, if that did the conversation bother me enough that I would have said something, or is this something I would have let hide?
I feel like I would have.
I immediately confronted her,
Yeah. I'd be like,
And
can you please explain what that was about?
and that's what he does. He goes, "What was that? Were you talking about me?" And she gets mad at him. She literally says, "She says, don't talk to me." And she says, "I'm going away for a little while. You won't be able to contact me by the walkie. And anytime you try to report something, it says Delilah is busy." And eventually,
I didn't choose that option.
eventually it gives you the option to report something like you see the wire. No, you see the outhouse, and it lets you report the outhouse. And she's like, "Well, I'm not stopping you from using the bathroom." And it's
Which
a
is
rundown.
really
She's-
funny
yeah.
because if you continue the relationship and don't confront her about what just happened and you report the outhouse, she's like, well, you don't have to ask permission. She's just like
Yeah, that's
hearted,
what
like
she
normal,
said.
Like, yeah. Like you don't have to ask permission for me. But the way she said it to you was like angrily.
No, it was her sarcastic.
So that was
funny,
back into
yeah.
okay. I see. I thought maybe it changed that dialogue or something because of the choice you made. Okay.
No, because then he's like, "Oh, I'm just saying that because that means I should be close." And then she's like, "Yeah, look for this tall rock to go up to."
I guess she got over it.
The music after you jump the rock bridge, like you go up and there's like the rocks of big fall to like a little river.
Yeah.
You can jump it and you report it. As soon as you jump it and you finish reporting, the music that starts playing as you're climbing up that little hill, loved it. I thought that was a great great little thing to add. So yeah, these girls are setting off fireworks. Delilah tells you to go stop them. Your dude tries to be funny. He goes, "How do I stop them? Do I yell at them? Do I beat them up?" Stuff like that. When you get there, it's two girls. You don't see anything. There's nothing bad, but basically their clothes are on the ground, which means they're out in the river or whatever, the water, the lake, skinny dipping.
Yeah.
And when
But
you
when
go
you actually
up,
find them, they're like all the way out, and you just basically
there's
see
this
silhouettes.
black little silhouettes. But they left like fireworks next to a campfire. They left beer all over the ground. So like you have to go clean it up. I did too. You got to put out their campfire, and they're playing super loud music. And so when you confront them, they're like, "You're a weirdo. You've been spying on us," and all this. So it starts off the story like these girls are pissed off at you. They're mad at you, and they call you weirdo or perv. They tell you to leave. And
they were mad
at
me because I immediately threw their boombox in the water and it broke.
Oh, I took it with me.
I took it with me after that, but I threw it in the water. And they were like, "I can't believe you did this. You're gonna pay," or whatever. And then they say, "Come on."
Did it turn off after you threw it in the water?
Immediately, yeah.
That's crazy, because when I took it and I walked with it, it was still playing. Every time you had a conversation on the walkie, she's like, "I can't really hear you."
Did you find that's hilarious? That's actually so funny because I like that if you make that choice to take the boombox, it changes the dialogue. That's fantastic.
Yeah.
Actually. I love when games do that. Did you find the abandoned cabin that was all like burnt up and torn up and stuff?
No.
Okay, well you can find one like along the path. It was in day 2, and there was like some old destroyed guitar, and I took it with me the entire of day 2, and I was holding it through everything. And every time I had to like, put a rope on like a line and drop down, I had to drop the guitar so I could put the rope on it and then pick the guitar back up. It was great.
There was one of them. What are those caches called? The
supply
drops.
Yeah.
Whatever they were. There was one I couldn't get to. Like right before you climb up the hill to see that the wire was cut.
You said to walk to the right side of the rocks. It's like right below that.
Yeah.
Right?
No, I don't know. You go up here and it's over here somewhere. So that's one I didn't get. But after you confront the girls, you go back to your thing. Day 2 starts, and there's a storm that you radioed in. The power's out in some areas, and Delilah tells you to go check the power cables. So you go on a hike, and you find out that there's where the power cables go to the top. You get up there's beer cans all over the ground, and there is the wires cut, and it's the girl's underwear with a smiley face like drawn on the underwear, kind of like, haha, we cut the wire. So
and it also says like F you on it or something. Something
like that. I knew there was writing, I just don't remember what it said. So then you report that in. Delilah's like, all right, we'll get someone out there. And then you walk back to the cabin, and on the way back to the cabin, she said, "Hey, someone has a campfire." So you turn around and start going the opposite direction, and you go and you find the campfire, and it's the girls' tent.
Yeah.
All their stuff. And there's a note. While the tent is shredded to pieces, there's stuffs all over the place, and there's a note from the girls saying, "We trashed the tent, and we're going to tell the police because you're a perv, You've been stalking us. So we made it look like, you attacked us and now we're going to tell the police. I hope you enjoy getting arrested or, whatever. You suck, F you, something like that. And so he radios that in and he's like, the girls are going to tell the police. You could tell, like, lie to Delilah, or you could tell her. And they're claiming I attacked her and all this stuff. And he's like, but I didn't do it. I'm kind of thinking that dark character you met climbing up the hill after the girls were in the lake is the one stalking her or them.
I have a feeling.
And they're blaming you for it.
Yeah. I feel like, because they also said that, like, who steals underwear? So that guy must have done it and made the character think the girls left that for him. Because I think whoever this guy is that we think is causing these issues and not the girls, like, we think he cut the wire. I think he cut the wire.
I thought the girls did because all the beer cans in the underwear.
Initially, yeah, but I think that was set up to look like them.
Okay, yeah. Also, I don't remember if it was day one, I think. Someone breaks into your Firewatch cabin, your tower, and throws your typewriter out the window and breaks the window.
And that was weird to come back to. Like, you come back up to the tower and your typewriter is just on the ground at the bottom of the stairs. And it's like...
Yeah, looking at it, I was like, what the heck?
What is this?
And then immediately hit me, I'm like, oh, someone broke in.
And what sucks is I had to drop my boombox for that and bring it all the way back up and go all the way back down and pick up my boombox and bring it up, and then it disappeared the next day. I didn't have the boombox. I'm sad.
Boo.
Box.
Boo. Did anybody find the turtle on day 2?
Turtle?
No.
Oh, you didn't find...
There's a turtle?
So you can find a turtle if you walk far enough down the creek, and you can have the choice to name him a couple things, and I named him Turt Reynolds. He's pretty great.
I'm really sad. I need to find this turtle. I hope it's still there in different days.
I'm not sure. I know I found it on near the end of day 2 on my way back, but...
Okay.
Good old Turt Reynolds.
Any other thoughts here about this? About these? What we've played so far up to this point, at least.
I love the graphics.
Yeah, the art style is really cool.
I love the story. I love the conversation.
I'm glad to hear it, because I know this is not the kind of game you play much.
Yeah,
like seek out. But
I absolutely love Henry's chunky fingers for a reason.
Right.
His block.
His nails. He's got like these little like nails. Like I see his hand, I'm like, that bothers me. He's got no fingernails.
It's pretty great. Have you guys been every cache you get to? Have you been like updating your map and everything?
If I can find it, I take it.
Good.
Yeah,
that's another thing, Matt. Missing
I've been picking
persons
up every
thing.
pine cone I find too, just because. But you can't keep them all, so I have to like throw them.
Yeah, I saw the pine cones. I'm like, do I need this for a fire or something? Like, does it let me keep it? No. But
I put on every hat I find too.
It's weird. There's one box had antlers, one had a horn or something.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
One had flowers at the top of it you couldn't take. Mm-hmm. One had a love note about him being in love with Delilah, and they were going to go have a drink in her name or something. And then there's a missing poster on one of them for a guy named Matt.
Michael something or whatever, or Matt, I don't know. But yeah,
I think he was one of the other Firewatch people.
It's very detailed with whenever you are meant to find something, there's always something unique about it, which is cool.
Oh, for sure.
Faux show. Yeah, I've enjoyed it a lot so far. I agree. I really enjoy the story and the environment, and like we've said multiple times, it's incredibly immersive. I'm just enjoying and looking forward to seeing where it goes. Honestly, we'll probably finish it for next Sunday because it's not a very long game.
So with Alan Wake, the beginning was like it's a new game, so like of course it's interesting. Mm-hmm. It's scary. Or not scary, but like it gives me chills a lot of the time I'm playing.
Did you take your vitamins today?
The middle is like when the story was like, okay, this is gonna be a good story, and then by the end of it, like I didn't want to play Alan Wake anymore. Like episode 6, I was like, I want to be done.
I don't want to do this anymore. I feel like I was almost a little too harsh on Alan Wake, but even at the same time, it's still like
it's not harsh.
Retrospective, it's like between 5
Video
to
games
6,
don't
not
have
just
feelings.
5. But yeah, Like I don't think it was below average for sure. It
But this one, like,
incredible. But there's something
I'm
like
cool with
this.
I'm
This one's
cool
real
with
cool.
it.
Yeah.
I don't know, like, it isn't like a crazy like story where you're like it's gonna be a weird like doesn't make sense in the beginning.
It's just normal. It's very chill.
It's just a conversation you're having with the person who is having a rough life.
Yeah.
It's very relatable too.
And also, like, yeah, it is. And it's very, like, there's, like, it's cool because it's, like, a very normal environment with very realistic. It just feels very realistic in general, but there's also just this mystery kind of building, which is cool because it gives you something to, like, look forward to, and you're, like, trying to figure out what's going on with, like, these girls and stuff.
And the graphics are cool. Like,
yeah.
They're more artsy than realistic, but like, you
also,
really
like,
feel like you're hiking.
Yeah, it is. I like it a lot.
I really like too that they drew the boundaries on that map for that game really well. You know, you can't really tell if you're entering like the end of the world per se.
Yep.
You know, and it doesn't ever feel like you actually reach it too. You're just like, oh, this is a cliff, I can't climb this, or you know,
it's very obvious where you can go and where you can't, and so it's not like you're not constantly getting stuck in corners because you thought you could go somewhere or something. But yeah, no, I agree 100%. I think the invisible walls in this game are very necessary because otherwise it would be way too difficult.
Well, and the invisible walls in this game aren't like
they're realistic. They're
invisible walls. They're like shrubs that you can't get through because they're so thick.
Like that's the reason. Like it's not invisible walls. Right? I mean, it's like actual. Like it fits. You're in the woods.
It's not like you're walking through a field and there's a wall. Like you can't. Like it's
I shouldn't.
There's a reason for it.
It's not.
The only complaint I would have, especially at this point, would be. It seemed like a lot of the times when I was walking, there would be like a slight elevation change that I wouldn't be like allowed to walk down at certain times. Like maybe I was on top of a rock and I can't like the game doesn't give you any leeway in like vaulting unless you're supposed to vault to that specific point, if that makes sense.
So it's like there were a lot of times. It's like. So no, I think I know what you're talking about because like there were a couple times where I was trying to walk on something or across something or whatever, and then it feels like I'm holding down the button, but I'm not moving anymore. And
exactly.
I have to like move around in like a circle, and then it like I don't know why you almost get stuck sometimes just randomly. I don't know what's up with that. That's like really the only like bugginess I've noticed so far.
Same, I agree.
It's pretty sweet so far.
Real quick. After we're done with this, I want to talk about our schedule for the next 2 weeks.
Okay.
And some other things. So
cool. Any other thoughts on not Alan Wake on Firewatch?
No, I'm enjoying it. It's
cool.
It's interesting.
And
it's enough to make me want to go.
But he can't tell us, so
do it again. But are we ready for Andrew's fantasy draft?
I think we are. You're never. That's your favorite.
I love
thing.
the air horn. I'll never get rid of it. It's amazing. So fantasy draft this week. Ooh, meow. Fantasy draft this week is ironic because I heard one of you mention that you haven't played much of it. But I was thinking we got to go back to the roots, boys. One of the games that kind of got most people into gaming had to be Mario, right? Everybody knows Mario. You know, Mario and Sonic are kind of the two that got a lot of people, at least around our age, kind of really into it. So what I wanted to do was thinking of all of the Mario mainline, you know, kind of Mario games that you know of. We need to pick a top 2. So what are your 2 favorite Mario games that you would say are definitively better than maybe the rest?
Okay, so, Super Mario 64.
So what are we doing?
That's such a good game.
So you're picking your favorite, objectively the best Super Mario games that you've played.
And if you haven't played many of them, just freaking pick one, dude. I don't care.
Right.
But or if you've heard of games being good or something like that, and you want to choose it, that's fine too. I don't care. But yeah, Super Mario 64 is awesome. I played a lot of it and growing up, and I just think that is a great game.
Solid choice.
And also, it's still very popular with speedrunners, which is awesome.
Oh, yeah. No doubt.
My choice is Wonder. I currently own it on Switch.
I mean, it came out late last year and it was still nominated for Game of the Year.
Super
So
Mario Wonder?
When you
Has to be
say
good.
Super Mario,
Mhm.
yeah, it's
I've never even heard of
Super Mario
this.
Bros. Wonder. It's brand new,
yeah, it came out like real late last year.
really good. My wife loves it. She must beat it.
Is it
when we
like...
talk about Super Mario,
Oh, wow, it's the... How have I not heard about this? It's like the next one since Odyssey in 2017.
hmm
That's awesome. I didn't know
Yeah,
about
it's good,
this.
too.
Oh,
you can
cool.
play as
Supposed
different
to be really
characters if
good.
you want.
Yeah,
That's awesome. All right.
nice.
They have
Good choice.
they have a elephant power up.
Oh,
Yeah, I saw
as
that.
you need.
But like, are we talking about like Mario Kart in those games too, or?
I think the mainline
Like
Mario
mainline
games,
Mario
like where
games,
you,
yeah.
because I feel like
So when I
Mario
type
Kart
in
and Mario
Super
Party
Mario
shouldn't
games,
count.
Mario Kart comes up.
I'd agree. Yeah.
I don't think those two
I'm
should count
talking
for
like
this.
Yeah, Super
Okay.
Mario,
But
mainly Mario-centric games, not
in that
party
line of
games.
thinking, would Luigi's Mansion count? Haunted Mansion. I feel like that's not a Mario game; it's a Luigi game, and it's not really the same thing.
I wouldn't consider it a mainline.
It's almost like a
Mario game.
spin-off.
Yeah.
Okay, Andrew, what is your first?
My first is always going to be my favorite, which is Paper Mario: The Thousand Year Door. It was on GameCube.
Okay.
Super great, super creative, just awesome overall. Folding myself into a paper airplane to fly across places and stuff. Top-notch creativity.
That's awesome. Yeah, I've never
Josh,
played that, but I've heard
you
they're really good.
like a mongoloid right now. With your super bright
Yeah.
face and
I'm looking up Mario games.
nice. My second would probably be Super Mario All-Stars.
Okay.
So that was the one on the Super Nintendo that had like 5 or 6 different Mario games.
Hold
and
up.
I loved playing like
All-Stars?
I loved
Oh,
playing like
I thought that was like a sports game. Sorry, continue.
Oh no. It's like yeah, it was like I think it had the first 3 Super Mario games and it had like Super Mario World and Super Mario World 2. All solid games, and it's so hard to pick one, so I have to go with the one that kind of encompasses a bunch of them.
I feel like that's cheating.
Well, these are my rules.
Did someone say versus Super Mario?
Josh, you're just terrifying me.
Delight.
Look at those eyes just piercing through.
All right, so my next choice is versus Super Mario.
What is that?
I don't even know what that is.
It came out in 1986, Nintendo, of course. It's the very
Two-player
first one I played.
versus system version of Super Mario Bros. So you're basically
Oh,
saying,
that's the-
I like Super Mario
Yeah.
Bros, but with someone else.
Yeah.
Okay,
He's talking
fair.
about the one that has like it's Mario and Luigi, and you got the little PAL block in the middle, and you're fighting each other. I didn't realize that was
The
called Super
graphics are
Mario
very
Versus.
dulled, like the colors are very dull looking on it.
Well, I am going to make a
Terrible
decision
take, but cool.
out of those initial games because Super Mario World is fantastic, and I think there's some version
So
of
good.
like my soul that is just attached to it because I think it was my first like my introduction to Super Mario, and that game is so good.
And
I
getting
love
that
it.
Yoshi for the first time there,
Oh my
and
gosh!
having the tubby little guy with his cape,
And like
amazing.
the Star World and stuff like that always blew my
Mhm.
mind. Stuff like that was so cool. Like I loved finding
Yeah, and I've
hidden
never really
things.
played a lot of Super Mario, so a lot of this was just guesses. I was only able to say Wonder because I own it on the Switch
Yeah.
that I just got for Christmas.
We
so-
have Odyssey. I really need to actually play it. I've played like the first level and it seemed cool, but I really need to get into it.
Mhm. I used to have one on a Game Boy, but I don't remember what it's called. But I was pretty fun with that.
Hmm. I think Super Mario
So-
Brothers 2 is really good too. They're also good though. Anyway,
So are
Mhm.
you.
thank you. Well, I think that's about it. That's our.
That is about it, boys.
We've really just kind of like evolved into just agreeing with each other's choices instead of like knocking it down for fun, which is pretty funny. By the way, all of your choices were terrible. I would never have chosen those in a million years. But yeah, I think we're at the end of the podcast here. Any other anything else? Any other stories? Anything else we want to add,
Nope, goodbye.
ladies and gentlemen? No, we're not doing that. Well, thank you all so much for watching yet another episode of My Mom Has Tourette's podcast. Still don't know how I decided to choose that name for the
I'm
podcast.
sad
However, we
it's
did, so
too
we went
cheap.
with it, and it's great, and we're stuck with it, and I'm okay with it. So, once again, rate us, on podcasting platforms. If you're listening to us on a podcasting platform, any kind of ratings that you can do, 5 stars, like upvote, whatever it's called. I don't care. Do it. It'd be sweet. It helps us a lot. It helps us in the system get more viewers, and also
subscribe and comment for a nugget, bro.
I don't think we can continuously do that, because if we start growing, we can't just send like nuggets every episode to like a whole bunch of people. I feel like we've passed that, and we tried, and like people didn't like jump on that. Maybe we do like a special nugget later.
Who's our fan base? Like, do we need to send out vegan nuggets? Because I'll never do that.
No, I wouldn't.
You can kiss my butt goodbye if that's the case.
No, we're not doing that. But yeah, also if you watch us on YouTube,
would they be called like impossible
comment,
nuggets?
Anything like that? Just like go with the normal stuff that people ask you to do. You don't have to, though. We're not your fathers or your mothers, nor have we Tourette's, but our mothers do. At least mine does. And I don't know, man. I think I'm just rambling at this point. I think we're pretty solid. It was a good episode, boys. Appreciate having you.
Does someone need a
Bye.
hug?
I do.
Love you.